Hey, this is Lon with Single Track Skills. I've been teaching mountain biking now for a number of years and I've made a lot of friends. I sure wish I could just bring all of my clients and friends along with me on my different rides across the country, but unfortunately I'm not able to. The next best thing is for me to video some sections and to coach on different sections of trails in hopes that you'll be able to go to some of these same hot spots and ride some of these same features. So what I will do is look for features both up and down that intermediate riders and above would like to grease, and I'll give some coaching tips of things that I would use and have used on these particular features. Let's get it done. I'm here with Keith and Sedona, and we are having a blast. One of the trails that we've really been enjoying is Slim Shady. We did some teaching on that and other sessions, and now we're on a trail called Easy Breezy. I believe it is. It's on the Cathedral Rock Loop. So if you get on that, you're going to hit all these good spots. They're close to town. If you don't like exposure, those are the trails you want, but you can still have the really genuine Sedona experience. Anyway, there's an advanced feature here. You can tell how high this is. It's pretty high. You cannot roll it. So you are going to have to use your pop drop technique in order to get off of this and not have the front wheel nosedive and the rear wheel hang up and send you over the bars. One of the things we both do is make sure that doesn't happen. That's just a basic thing. Now Keith's going to explain a little bit more about what he did. I think his run-in was a little bit smoother because his head was a little bit more stable through the whole process. I'm going to let him explain that right now.
All right, so the differences between the two lines that Lon and I took, we both rolled down and we were planning on our front tire leaving at this point right here. Lon is on a shorter travel bike than I'm on, so he was planning on using both tires of his suspension, front and rear. So as he came out, he pushed out a little bit earlier and a little bit further, landed his front tire out further and both tires down at the same time. So that came out, pushed his center of mass out a little bit further, and then he dropped down and had both the suspension. It's a little bit more of a hit. I have the advantage of having a little bit more suspension in the rear, 160 in the rear of mine, 120 in the rear of Lon's bike. I came down, basically followed this line, pushed my front tire out, directed it down to where it was coming down on this spot. On a down, the rear tire followed down, hit down in here. I used my suspension. My center of mass followed a smooth line going down. So it was a smoother run. I'm able to do it on the longer travel bike. Lon pushed out on his run. They're both good. One's smoother than the other. Yeah,
and one definitely keeps the head more stable than the other, which is an advantage. Because look, we have another tiny drop coming afterwards. So if the head's bobbling, that's not good. It needs to be smooth.
Yeah. So that gets you down. If you have your torso and your head going in a smooth line down the rough trail, you are set up and ready for the next feature to come down to do the same thing, and you can continue on down as opposed to eventually blowing up.
Yep. There's an old saying, there are those who do, and then there are those who teach. In other words, those who aren't good enough to pull off the big moves, they end up teaching, right? We all enjoy watching pro riders do unbelievable things, but just as important are helping more of the average riders get better and better, and that's what this series is all about. I know for a fact that I've nailed several lines and features that several pro riders weren't able to pull off, but now in my mid-50s, those days are vanishing. So that gave me the idea for this series. My plan for this series is to stop at different technical sections that strong intermediate riders and above would like to tackle and give some tech tips on how to nail that section. If this is something you'd be interested in following, then please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.